Sony Pictures announces new 4K steelbooks for Gandhi and Stripes. Kino Lorber is releasing the beloved 90s rom-com Career Opportunities on 4K. Screen Factory unveils their new April slate, including The Hunt and Renfield on 4K. Vinegar Syndrome unveils their new February slate, including a bunch of titles that nobody's ever heard of. Arrow Video announces their new April slate, including the Dollars Trilogy and A Long Kiss Goodnight coming to 4K. And it looks like Warner Brothers is giving us a 4K and a Blu-ray of the new film Companion coming sometime later this year. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media Channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here for the Physical Media Report, episode 250. That is right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness, where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4K and Blu-ray. And look, guys, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have got a lot of stuff to talk about on today's episode. This is episode 250, guys. We have reached a milestone. Now we are 50 away from episode 300, which won't come until 2026. But look, guys, thank you all so much for the support of the Physical Media Report every single Monday. If you can for me, though, I would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Okay, that's important. Hit the like button and then comment down below, guys. It's always important to comment down below of everything that we go over here today. What are you the most excited about? What are you the most amped up for? What gets those juices flowing the most? Let me know in that comment section below, because we've got some good stuff. We got some stuff that's not so great, okay? But we've also got some good stuff. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's start with the rumors. It's early Sunday morning. I put this out on Monday, but I like to film this Sunday morning. I still got my coffee, guys. I've got my coffee. I'm ready to get into the news. Let's start with Crocodile Dundee. So this is being reported by Dawn of the Disc on Instagram. Couldn't really find this anywhere else, so I'm not exactly sure where this is coming from, who's going to be putting this out, but he is indicating that we're going to be getting Crocodile Dundee at some point on 4K. So I'm trying to look real quick to see who put out Crocodile Dundee before, because I'm thinking that it was Paramount. Yes, it is Paramount that put this one out before. So, you know, it could be a Paramount release. You know, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Paramount to put out a nice 4K and maybe a 4K steelbook of Crocodile Dundee, or they could have licensed it. Like maybe we'll get a Crocodile Dundee trilogy from Arrow Video. Like that could be possible. That could be possible. Stranger things have happened in the world of physical media, or maybe Paramount will do the entire trilogy themselves. There are 3, right? I've seen the Crocodile Dundee movies. It has been a long time. Like they weren't ones that I rewatched like over and over again. I liked them, but I didn't love them. I'd be open to revisit them though, in 4K for sure. But let me know if you're excited for that. Again, this is just a rumor. It's not official. It's very possible, like with these rumors, guys, that they never happen. So I do want to point that out. That is the only rumor I have today, though. Let's go ahead and dive into the actual news and announcements. We've got 3 boutique labels that we have to announce their slate for the months that they announce for. And the first one we're going to start with is Vinegar Syndrome. So this is their big 6 for the month of February. They announced these yesterday, actually. And I'm happy, honestly, because they announced nothing that I have any interest in getting. You know, after some of the other labels announced some stuff over the weekend, I kind of spent the money that all the money I was willing to spend. So I'm glad that they didn't announce anything that felt like it was must get. But these are the titles, guys. We have The Carpenter, which I'm going to be honest, that looks like Vince Vaughn with the drill on the cover of that. Then we have The Possession of Joel Delaney. Let me get on the Vinegar Syndrome. You guys just want to jump to the Vinegar Syndrome website. This picture is not the best. Let me just jump to the Vinegar Syndrome website real quick. All right, we are on the Vinegar Syndrome website. So we have the you can get the Vinegar Syndrome February package for $194.99. If you want all 6 of these gems, I'm sure they're great. You can spend almost $200 to get it. Or you can just get the regular Vinegar Syndrome proper titles, the 3, for $94.99, or you can get them separately. We've got The Possession of Joel Delaney. Not too familiar with this film. It could be a great film. I'm not crazy about the artwork. I think the artwork's kind of pretty lame, but that's $36.99. You can also get The Carpenter on Blu-ray. I mean, to be honest, like this looks like a cool like Slumber Party Massacre, like inspired slasher film. Like it doesn't look like something I wouldn't get at some point, but it's definitely not something I want to spend $30 on like the day it comes out. Like I can wait on this one till it goes on sale because I'm sure something like this I don't think it's going to sell out. I think it'll go on sale eventually. But you got some good features here. Making of documentary, a couple of commentaries, like Vinegar Syndrome. Like, look, you can say what you want about their releases, about the movies they put out sometimes, but like, there's no doubt they put a lot of work into these movies, and it is cool. Like some of the features that they add to them for these more like lesser known titles. So yeah, The Carpenter. It looks like a cool title. Like it's one that I will probably get at some point. I just don't need to get right now. We've also got White Cannibal Queen. I'm going to be careful about that one. That's already showing something that I don't know how YouTube's going to feel about. That whether cannibal exploitation film. I haven't really dove into that genre. I'll be honest. We've also got a Vinegar Syndrome Labs release, The Mansion of Madness. I don't know anything about this one. Then we've got two cinematograph titles. We've got Female Perversions and then The Joy of Sex. Man, am I glad that I am no longer committed to collecting those anymore? They had a good start, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be interested in this line. We got Red Rock West, we've got Little Darlings, we've got Going South, all solid. And I haven't checked out anything after those. I bought Touch and I bought Dangerous Games, I think it was, and The Last Embrace, which I have heard good things about The Last Embrace. I do want to watch that. But I think since like 8 or 9, I stopped collect. I can't keep up with this line. There's too many, and also the titles just are not grabbing me like those first titles did. So there you go. But that's it, guys. That is the Vinegar Syndrome announcements for. I'm not going to get into the partner label stuff, guys. Go check out the Vinegar Syndrome website. Support Vinegar Syndrome and what they're doing. They're restoring these movies that nobody would ever think to restore. That's worth celebrating in a way, even though I'm not like necessarily interested in titles. I'm just glad I didn't have to drop like $100 on Vinegar Syndrome like I did last month, because I already dropped $100 on these. These are the Arrow video announcements, guys. Now, I did an entire video. I'm not going to dive too deep into these releases because I did an entire video on Arrow video in April last Friday. So go check out that video. I'll try to link it down below, but I'll definitely put it at the end of this video so you can click it, go check it out. But basically, Arrow Video dropped a bombshell. They announced they're going to be doing the Dollars trilogy on 4K. Not only are they doing the Dollars trilogy, they're doing 3 individual hard box releases that are going to come out April, May, and June. Now, I want you guys to understand that we have the details for A Fistful of Dollars. We do not have the details for a few dollars more in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. But I'm assuming those are also going to have new features because A Fistful of Dollars has new features. Those are going to have new features and all that stuff. I mean, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly looks like a 3-disc set. So actually, I'm looking at it right. It looks like a 4-disc set. It looks like a 4-disc set. So there's alternate cuts of that film. I'm anticipating they're going to have those cuts on 4K. So with all those discs right there, and then like plenty of special features, like The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Like that's a big like movie. Like it's not my personal favorite of the Dollars trilogy, but I'll acknowledge like it's the most impactful one in that trilogy. So I'm sure they're going to go like all out for that release, and it's the most expensive of the 3. It's almost $40, where the other ones are like 35, I think. But yeah, guys, I gave you all a tip on Friday. I used Rare Waves because that was the cheapest option that I could find once I used their 10% off coupon, and I got all those for I think $103. Pre-ordered those, so I'm very excited for the Dollars trilogy on 4K. I love those movies, so I cannot wait. But getting into some of their other announcements, I'll just pull this image up. This is the April 2025 releases. We have the FX and FX2 movies. That is a UK. And I should note that the Dollars trilogy is UK only. So you have to import those if you're in the States. But you got sites like Diabolic, you got sites like Orbit to do so. Same with the FX movies as well. But yeah, FX, FX2 getting a Blu-ray release with some new features on it. Box set release, it looks like. We also got Booger. Not too familiar with Booger, but that's getting a Blu-ray release in the UK. But in the States, guys, and in Canada and in the UK, we're getting The Long Kiss Goodnight, which is a classic Rennie Harlan action thriller from the 90s that a lot of people are super excited about. and I am also super excited about that one. So yeah, that one's coming to 4K. And then we got this like Cinema V action. I think it's like Japanese action film box set. It's got like 9 movies in it. But it looks pretty cool. It's coming out in the UK, it's coming out in the States, and it's coming out in Canada. So there you have it, guys. That is the April era. Again, I went all into all that. If you're not satisfied with the details there, go check out that other video because I went in depth in that video. So I don't feel like retreading that same stuff here today. Let's talk about the Scream Factor releases, guys. We have got now we talked about these last Monday, but they announced them right after I filmed. I think the very next day. So we got to go into the actual details. And there was some stuff that I went over last week that did not get announced in this slate. So I'm assuming they'll get announced later. But we did get Time Cop. That is official, guys. We are getting Time Cop on 4K. And this is coming out in April. I don't dang it. I do not have the precise release dates. Let me see if I can find this real quick, guys. I want to make sure I give you all the proper information. These are all up for pre-order right now, guys, currently on Amazon. Time Cop comes out on April the 29th. I do want to note real quick, because I got some comments about this. There, people were like, when it was announced, they said, oh, this doesn't have new features on it at all. I do want to note that Screen Factory does not always put what their special features are going to be when they announce stuff. It's weird. I don't know why they do it that way. Like, to me, you would think you would want to upfront let people know like what the release has, so they'd be more likely to pre-order it. But they'll announce stuff and they will not include like special features. Sometimes they will, and sometimes they'll hold off on it. They'll announce it later. I'm anticipating that Time Cop, because it looks like a full-on collector's release, the slipcover and everything like that. I'm anticipating this is going to have some new features, new commentaries, stuff like that. So I think that they will announce some features for this at some point leading up to its release. So don't panic when you don't see new features. Maybe panic. Maybe they won't announce anything. But I'm anticipating they'll announce at least something new. Maybe a couple new interviews, new commentary, something with Time Cop leading up to its release. So yeah, that comes out April the 29th. We've also got Renfield is finally getting a 4K in the States. And that one is coming out on April the 1st. Now, not only do we have a 4K, regular 4K of Renfield. And look, guys, I don't know if that's going to have a slipcover or not. Like Screen Factory, like when they do these Universal titles, because Screen Factory has a habit and a history, or Universal has a habit and a history of giving or just putting out the Blu-rays for some titles and then giving Screen Factory the rights to put out the 4K. They've been doing that for years. They did it with the Happy Death Day movies. A lot of the Blumhouse stuff, they did it with the Happy Death Day movies. They did it with Freaky. They did it with Upgrade. So they've been doing this for quite some time. Looks like they're doing the same thing with Renfield and then another one we're getting ready to talk about. But yeah, it's getting this regular 4K, and it's also getting a 4K Steelbook that is a Walmart exclusive. Not gonna lie, that Steelbook looks pretty damn badass. I like that Steelbook, especially like the Renfield like Dracula inspired font right there. I think that's really cool. I watched Renfield on streaming. I think maybe it came on Peacock or something back when it first came out. I thought it was okay. Honestly, it was just like I thought Nicolas Cage was fun in it, but I didn't think he was in it as much as I would have liked him to be in it. So I was like, this is fine. I don't know if I need to own this. So, but yeah, if you bought that Blu-ray back in the day, now you're getting the 4K. My only issue with Screen Factory taking these Universal titles and putting them out in 4K is if Universal did it themselves. I feel like it would be cheaper than what Screen Factory is going to put them out at. They're going to put them out at $34 a pop. And then whereas Universal would have put them out and they would have probably been like, 25, maybe 30, but also there would have been sales later on down the line. They would have been marked down. They're not going to be marked down with Screen Factory unless there's a sale. They might go down to like 25 or something like that, but they're less likely to go down in price with Screen Factory. So in turn, I am less likely to get them on 4K. If I want Renfield at some point in the collection, I'll probably just get the Blu-ray. Same with Last Voyage of the Demeter. They just did that one as well, which is also a Dracula title. That one came out in January. And again, that's one that I don't want to spend $34 on the 4K for that one. I'll just get it on Blu-ray because I think it's like $8 or $9 right now. But yeah, let me know what you think about Renfield. Some people are probably happy Renfield's finally getting a 4K, maybe not if you bought the Blu-ray. We've also got The Hunt, which is a movie that came out during the pandemic era. I spent $20 on this film because I was just desperate to watch a new movie, and it was on streaming to rent for $20. And this one comes out on April the 22nd. I'm gonna be honest, like I like this movie. I thought it was a good time, but it came out on Blu-ray a few months later. I never bought it. I think it went down in price. I never bought it. Never felt the need to really like pick this one up. Maybe I still will at some point, but it'll be on Blu-ray. It's not going to be $34 to get this 4K. And again, this is going to be one that's probably likely not going to have a slip. I don't know if it's going to have new features, anything like that. Again, we don't know this stuff until Screen Factory maybe announces some features in a couple of weeks or so. But yeah, The Hunts, it's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I just don't know if it's one I need to own for like $35 from Screen Factory. We've also got, this one's a little controversial. We got Sorority House Massacre coming to 4K. This is controversial because Screen Factory literally put out a site exclusive Blu-ray for $30 just last year. A site exclusive Blu-ray for $30. A Blu-ray for $30. Didn't have a slipcover. I don't even know if it had new special features or anything like that. So they put it out for $30. People bought it because they thought it was limited or whatever, because that's the whole thing with the Shout Factory, Screen Factory site exclusive Blu-rays. They're supposed to be limited. When you buy them, they're gone unless it's unlawful entry and they sell it too quick. Then they'll put more back in stock. But with this one, okay, they put it out. Okay, people bought it. I'm assuming it's sold out. That's why they put out a 4K. And now they're putting out a 4K to rub salt in the wounds for the people that bought this movie on Blu-ray for $30. Now they're going to put out a 4K for $35 just a year later. Like, I don't know, guys. This is if you bought that Blu-ray, like I would be pissed. I would honestly be pissed. Like, if they end up putting out unlawful entry on 4K, honestly, I'll be happy because I want that movie on 4K. I love that movie. But also I'll be pissed because I just spent $30 to buy a Blu-ray and I got to spend $35 to buy the 4K. Like, it's just so, I don't know what Screen Factory is doing, guys. This is not a strong year so far for Screen Factory. They've done some good. I'm excited for Time Cop. I am on a positive note. I'm excited for Time Cop. I think they're going to do a great job of that restoration because they usually do. And I think it's going to look great. But these others, Renfield, The Hunts, Sorority House Man, kind of a lame month. I'll be honest. Now, if you didn't buy Sorority House Massacre, like I didn't, like I'll probably get that at some point, but it's not going to be one that I get the week that it comes out. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. And that one comes out, guys, the Sorority House Massacre. If I can find it real quick, comes out on April the 8th. Comes out on April the 8th. But let me know if you're excited for the Screen Factory, Shout Factory announcements in that comment section below. Let's talk about career opportunities, guys. Now, this is another one that kind of felt like people were being a little bit controversial over, or this one was a little bit controversial, or they were acting a little bit, upset, because Kino Lorber put out a Blu-ray of this back in 2020. But at this point, guys, that's been almost 5 years. It's been almost 5 years since they did the Blu-ray. I think it's acceptable to put out a Blu-ray and then 5 years later put out a 4K. I think that's fine, but some people were complaining. I saw some people complaining about this on X, I think. I think it's fine. And also, like, Career Opportunities was a film that they put out that they did not expect to move like it did. When they put that movie out on Blu-ray, everybody bought it. Like, that thing sold out. They had to reprint, and that's just a high seller for them. So it makes sense that they would redo it in 4K, because I'm sure a lot of people will rebuy this movie in 4K, especially to see that iconic Jennifer Connelly horse riding sequence and the targets in 4K. Like, why would you not want to see that in 4K? Personally, I don't love the movie. I think it's okay. It's a fun, like, showcase for Target in the 90s. Like, I enjoyed seeing some of the things like on the walls and stuff, or, the shelves, like the records and the CDs and cassette tapes and things like that. But I don't love Career Opportunities. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. I'm good with my Blu-ray, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But, like, if you love the movie and you want to see it in 4K, you're getting it in 4K, and it's coming out on April the 22nd. It's got a new restoration from the original camera negative, and it's got Dolby Vision, and it's got HDR. I'm sure it's going to look great. Now let's talk about Foul Play. This is also one that I bought the Blu-ray of this a while ago. I think it was back in 2022, so it wasn't actually a while ago, but Paramount put out the Blu-ray, and now Kino Lorber is putting out the 4K. This is Chevy Chase, Goldie Hawn, Burgess Meredith, Dudley Moore. Great cast, this movie. Fun Chevy Chase movie. I think this came out in the 80s. But yeah, this is coming out from Kino Lorber April the 29th. It's going to have a new restoration from the OCN, Dolby Vision, HDR, and a new audio commentary. So that's cool. More Chevy. I don't get, like, to me, Fletch feels like a bigger Chevy Chase movie. So I don't get why, you don't do Fletch on 4K, but you do Foul Play on 4K. Now, this could be something that Paramount already had done. It probably was. I know they license movies and also transfers from time to time. So it could be something that Paramount just already did. And now they don't really have to do any work to it. And maybe the Fletch movies weren't done, but they wanted them and licensed them and all that stuff. But they still did 4K scans, I think, on those. So again, it's like, why would you not do 4Ks of Fletch, but you do 4K of Foul Play? Hopefully they don't announce 4Ks of Fletch soon, because I did buy those and I would be a little upset if they announced those on 4K a year later. But let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Let me know your thoughts, your insight. We've also got a couple of John Wayne movies coming to 4K, which is exciting. I'm really diving a little bit deeper into the John Wayne filmography. I just watched Hatari on 4K, which was an excellent film that Kino Lorber did on 4K. So we got Donovan's Reef coming to 4K from Kino Lorber. This is coming out April the 15th. New restoration from the original camera negative with Dolby Vision HDR and 2 new audio commentaries with this one. Then we got Sands of Iwo Jima coming to 4K from Kino Lorber April the 15th. New restoration from the original camera negative with Dolby Vision HDR and a new commentary as well. So some very exciting stuff, guys. The more John Wayne on 4K. Let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. Let's talk about Stripes, classic Bill Murray comedy. We have classic Chevy Chase comedy on 4K. Now we have classic Bill Murray comedy on 4K. I love Stripes. Stripes is excellent. I do have it on 4K, my Columbia Classics Volume 2. I may get this, though. I may get it because I like the movie a lot, and I really like this original poster on the Steelbook. I think it looks excellent. But yeah, if you did not get the Columbia Classics Volume 2, now it looks like they're really trying to dig back and pull out stuff from the past, classic sets and put those out standalone 4K. I kind of like how they're doing it because they're making them exclusive for, a few years, and now they're going to put them out on 4K. But I mean, some we had to wait a long time for, some we didn't have to wait long at all. Like I think it was Lawrence of Arabia. 4K Steelbook of that came out like maybe a year or two after the Columbia Classics Volume 1. And some of these seems like it's taken like 4 or 5 years. So it does seem a little inconsistent, but I like that they're doing them standalone, at least to give people opportunity to buy these on 4K that didn't want to get the box sets back in the day. But I will say this, like Stripes, I reviewed it on the channel. I think I did a 4K review of Stripes on the channel like 3 or 4 years ago when it came out. It's an excellent 4K. It is an excellent looking 4K. And Stripes is the kind of movie that, it's a comedy, but it's also kind of a war film. There's explosions and things like that. I remember the fire and all that stuff. It just all looked great in 4K. So I would highly recommend Stripes as an upgrade to 4K and as a movie itself. And yeah, this Steelbook looks pretty damn awesome. And this comes out, guys. Hold on now. This comes out April the 29th, 4K restoration on the theatrical and extended edition. So you have the 4K on both theatrical and extended editions. We've also got Gandhi getting a 4K Steelbook. Now, this was in the Columbia Classics Volume 1. So you see what I'm saying? This one takes 5 years to get a 4K standalone, whereas Lawrence of Arabia took 3 years. 2 years to get a 4K standalone. This is a Best Picture winner as well. So you would think that maybe they would have rushed this one a little bit quicker. This one comes out from Sony April the 29th. Beautiful Steelbook. Like, that is a gorgeous Steelbook. It's a 4-disc set as well. It is a 4-disc set. So yeah, very cool. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't seen Gandhi. I've got that Volume 1 set. That is one in that set I have not watched yet. So I need to get on that and check Gandhi out at some point. But yeah, there you go, guys. It comes out April 29th. Very nice of Sony to put out these gorgeous Steelbooks for these classic films in their past Columbia Classic sets. We've also got Moana. Moana is getting a Blu-ray standard, and it's also getting a 4K Steelbook. So this is Disney's thing. Every studio's got its own thing now, guys. It's all very structured. It's all very formulaic. Every studio's got their own thing. Paramount puts out a 4K. Paramount puts out a 4K, and then they'll do a 4K Steelbook, and then they'll do no Blu-ray, and then they'll do DVD. Disney's thing is, we're going to put out a Blu-ray standard. We're not going to do a 4K standard. We're going to do a 4K Steelbook. So that's Disney's thing. And I imagine also a DVD as well. Every studio, guys, they're having their own thing. Like they're not consistent with each other anymore. But if you want the 4K for Moana, like you got to get on ordering the Steelbook, which I think is available on Amazon. If this stuff has pre-orders, guys, I will link all those pre-orders down below. Like I think all the Screen Factor releases have pre-orders. I will link all those down below. Anything that has a pre-order, I'll put down below. But this is coming out on March the 15th from Disney. You got a Blu-ray, 4K Steelbook, tons of features, guys. Like I was looking, there's a lot of special features on these releases. And you got sing-along versions as well for the kids. If you got kids, you can watch the sing-along versions. And you got deleted scenes and I think like some music video tracks, like just some standalone like music, like video style things in it. So yeah, cool. Maybe I'll get Moana too. We didn't get the chance to see it in the theaters. I loved the first one. Like I loved it, but also like my kids were really little when that came out, so I'm just kind of nostalgic for it. But I'll check Moana 2 out at some point. We also got Baby Girl. Baby Girl is coming out on 4K, guys. It's an A24 exclusive. Comes out on March the 25th. This is the new Nicole Kidman movie where she does some sexy things, I think, in this movie, and she goes and stands in the corner. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know anything about it. But look, guys, more and more we're seeing with A24, they're not letting Lionsgate put their stuff out like they were in the past. Like some releases they are, like last year, like Civil War, Maxine, like the big ones, it feels like. They're doing like, more mainstream Lionsgate releases in Walmart, that kind of stuff. But now we're seeing most of the A24 titles get exclusive releases from A24. Now, A24 is also putting stuff in Barnes & Noble. They're putting stuff in Walmart. So they are like letting these other like chain stores like put their stuff out. And I think also like they're having two versions. Like there's a version on Amazon, like what I know with We Live in Time, there was a Blu-ray version on the site, and there's also a Blu-ray version on Amazon. So I know they're working with Amazon, they're working with Barnes & Noble, they're working with Walmart to get these editions out, but they're doing them themselves, which, is cool, but it also makes them a little bit more expensive than what they were when Lionsgate was putting them out. So yeah, Baby Girl's supposed to be getting a 4K A24 exclusive. No official release date as of yet. No, actually we do have a release date, March the 25th. I've had a lot of people ask me about Megalopolis, and it is not, I know at one point Lionsgate was supposed to put this out. It's not as of right now getting a US release. At least I haven't seen anything on it. But it is getting an overseas 4K release from Entertainment and Video, which is a UK label. And it comes out on March the 3rd. You're going to be getting a 4K Steelbook, and you are also getting a regular 4K as well. And I think a regular Blu-ray release for this film. But like I said, it's over in the UK. You're probably going to have to import this one. I think it's up for pre-order on Zavi. Right now, I think you can get it on Zavi US if you're in the States, but if you're over in the UK, of course, you can just get it on Zavi UK. But I think it's on there. And yeah, I've had people message me and comment about Megalopolis, so I wanted to include this in the report today. Even though it's not a US release, it is an overseas release, and you're going to have to use Zavi if you want to get this. Now, will it come out from Lionsgate in the States? I don't know. We haven't heard anything about it. Usually Lionsgate's really good about like announcing stuff, pre-orders for stuff, like as soon as it like hits the theaters. So the fact we haven't seen anything yet, again, I'm not saying they're not going to do it, but it's not a great sign that they're going to be doing it anytime soon, just because it doesn't fit into that regular like release formula for Lionsgate. Like I said, guys, every studio's got their thing. They got their own strategy, their release formula, what they do now, and this doesn't fit into Lionsgate. So maybe if you want this, get this version. Again, it's available to pre-order on Zavi. I'll try to link that down below. Companion, this is a new movie that came out in the theaters this weekend. New movie starring Sophie Thatcher. You also got Jack Quaid in this film as well. I actually saw this in the theaters over the weekend. Enjoyable. I'm not going to give my full thoughts on it because my wife and I are going to do a review on our channel, but it's an enjoyable film. I'll say that. So let's be getting a Blu-ray and a 4K. There are pre-orders up on groove.com as we speak right now, guys. But yeah, cool that they're going ahead and doing a Blu-ray and a 4K of Companion. Putting that one out for the people to check out. They don't always do 4Ks. People were upset about Challengers not getting a 4K, but they're doing one for Companion. So you don't have to be upset about that. Let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. We've also got some Lionsgate limited exclusive Steelbook releases right here, or one, but it is two Steelbooks inside of one. This is a Den of Thieves Steelbook double pack. Looks like you got two Steelbooks shoved inside of a larger steel book, or maybe that's a case, a cardboard case. I don't know exactly what that is. Looks pretty damn cool. Like if that was an actual like safe and you could really like just twist the wheel and open it, like that would actually be pretty damn cool. Like I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but you got to get on Lionsgate Limited to pre-order this. I think it's like $60, guys. I think it's like $60 to order this, which to be completely honest is not terrible for two movies. Now they are lower tier, like more recent action thriller type of movies. So they're kind of, I don't know how these movies are. I feel like Den of Thieves people liked it. I don't know about the sequel though. But you know, if you're just talking about movies, like it is two movies, it is two steel books as well inside of a larger steel book. So, and you get the Blu-ray, you get the 4K with both of them. So I'm not saying it's not worth it. But it is pricey. Again, you got to pay $60 to get this release. It is cool. Like I think that Lionsgate is really going to be doing some experimenting with this Lionsgate limited steelbook line for sure. Now we've also got coming from Lionsgate, Flight Risk. Flight Risk, which is the new Mel Gibson movie, directed by Mel Gibson, starring Mark Wahlberg. Haven't heard the best things about this movie. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people said it's pretty doo doo. But I'll check it out at some point. Probably. I like Wahlberg and I like Mel Gibson directed films, so I'll watch it at some point. But they're doing this steelbook, and this is not a Lionsgate Limited. You can get this off of Amazon. So it looks like you got Lionsgate doing the Lionsgate Limited steelbooks, and they're also doing Amazon exclusive steelbook. So this does not have an official release date, anything like that. But it is up on Amazon right now currently to pre-order. I don't know if the regular 4K and the regular Blu-ray are up there to pre-order, but this steelbook right now, guys, is available to pre-order on Amazon. Now, going back to the Den of Thieves real quick, because I didn't tell you the release date. This is coming out on March the 4th. So pretty quickly that's coming out from Lionsgate Limited. So yeah, you got the Den of Thieves and you got Flight Risk. That is on Amazon. This is not on the Lionsgate Limited website. Things are getting confusing, guys, as we go. That's why I'm here every week to kind of try to break this stuff down for you guys and point you in the right direction. You got exclusives to a website for this studio, to their Lionsgate Limited website. Then you got other releases that are on Amazon. They're Amazon exclusives. Then you got Walmart exclusives. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. Physical media is fractured in so many different directions right now. It's not even funny. But you know, there you go. We got one more news bit to talk about. This is a Trancers 4K box set from 101 Films. And this one comes out March the 31st. There are 3 new interviews in this set. One with Charlie Band, and who I think directed the film, or I mean he's over Full Moon Features, and that's who did this. But I think I want to say he also directed this movie as well. But I do want to point out this has a 4K in the States. I think Full Moon actually put out the 4K of this one. So this has a 4K, but this movie's got Helen Hunt's in it. I think this is one of her first movies. I am thinking about getting this. I like the work that 101 Films does, and it's got 3 new interviews. The only thing I'll say is I was looking at the specs on Blu-ray.com. This one doesn't seem to have HDR or Dolby Vision, whereas the Full Moon one that released in the States does. So I feel like maybe the quality in the States is better, but they're probably the same restorations, or maybe they just didn't update the specs yet for this particular release. But I don't know. Looks like a cool set. I don't own the movie, so it's possible I'll just go ahead and get that. All right, guys, let's jump into the deals real quick. If we can. Let me pull back up the Vinegar Syndrome website. And pretty much I just pulled up like all the cheap deals on 4Ks on Amazon right now. I'll try to link most of this stuff down below because there wasn't a lot of great deals like on the main page. But you got good stuff on here, guys. You got Total Recall. Like a lot of the Lionsgate stuff is still on sale. Talk to Me 4K, $9.49. Moonfall, $10.49. Total Recall's $10.99. How to Train Your Dragon on 4K is $10.99. So there's good deals, guys. Like I said, physical media in a lot of ways has never been cheaper. Never. Rocket Man on 4K is $11.99. Expendables 4 is $11.99. Saw on 4K is $13.49. Plane on 4K is $13.49. Highlander on 4K is $13.49. Juice on 4K is $11.99. Saw X is $14.49. So you got good deals on it. Rope on 4K is $14.99. That's a great 4K. Coming to America on 4K is $15.09. You also got John Wick Chapter 4, $15.49. You got Boy Kills World on 4K, $15.49. The Italian Job, $17.39. Civil War is $15.99. The Blackening is $16.49. Thor: The Dark World is $16.99. White Christmas on 4K is $17.39. So some good stuff on here, guys. Young Guns, that's a great 4K. That's a great release. $17.99 on 4K currently. So I Married an Axe Murderer, which was a Sony 4K. I think I bought that for like over $30. That is $17.59 right now currently. Crybaby on 4K, one of the best 4Ks of last year, $19.99. There's a lot of looks like there's a lot of Kino Lorber titles for $20 on here right now. You got Brick, you got Turbulence, you got Staying Alive, Nightmare Beach, Link, Alphaville. The Ring on 4K is $20.29, even though I don't think that's a great price compared to, I think it came out like $25, so it's a little bit lower. Madam Web is $20.95 on 4K, guys. So there's some good deals. I'll try to link as much of this stuff down below as I can. Now let's jump on Groove. They got a lot of Valentine's Day sales going. They got anti-Valentine's Day sales. They got Valentine's Day sales. They got 4K action deals. So you look right here, you got some action movies for pretty cheap. Beekeeper, Monkey Man, The Wailing, Carlito's Way, all between like $10.99 and $14.99. So just browse on here, guys. This is Groove. They do all kinds of good stuff all the time. All the time they're having great sales. Then they got Valentine 4K UHD sales. You can get stuff like Star is Born, Smoking the Bandit, Shrek, between like $12.99, $14.99. So like I said, guys, you can get so many 4Ks right now for very cheap. Very cheap 4Ks out there right now. Then there's also the anti-Valentine's Day Blu-ray sale, which is basically Blu-ray deals on action, adventure, and horror. You can get stuff like Darkman, The Frighteners, Godzilla vs. Kong, The New Empire. I mean, that's a great deal on the Rob Zombie triple feature. Like, I don't know. Like, I need to see if they got I need Devil's Rejects. I don't need the other two, but I might get that just to have Devil's Rejects because I don't own that on Blu-ray. I'd have to check the prices and see what it is. Just standalone. But yeah, good stuff on here, guys. End of Days. Now I didn't discuss it earlier, but I've heard a small rumor that End of Days will be coming to 4K at some point. I don't know like how true that is, but you know, maybe don't get that one. We also got Valentine's Day deals on just some like romantic comedies, and then Challengers, which is not a romantic comedy, but you got Wedding Singer. I want Wedding Singer on 4K though. I really do. Harry Met Sally needs a 4K. Lisa Frankenstein, Singles, The Notebook. I'm surprised we don't have Notebook on 4K, to be honest. Far and Away, which just got a 4K from Shout. Knocked Up. Blast from the Past. I still need that, but that's $12. I don't know about paying $12 for that. I gotta wait till that goes down in price. But you got some good stuff on here as well. Just browse these sales on Groove. Groove is doing sales like every single freaking week. Groove is doing sales, like really good sales. So definitely dive into those. All right, let's discuss. Let me change that. Let me put myself up in the corner so I can do this. We're gonna go over the new releases. What is new this week? Now, all the titles we're getting ready to talk about are titles that are coming out this week, February the 4th. I will link all these titles down below if you're interested in pre-ordering. But it's a pretty good week. It is a pretty good week to kick off the month of February. We have got, guys, let me pull up the prices. We have got Wicked coming to 4K. Wicked is coming to 4K and Blu-ray. It's also getting a variety of different editions. It is getting a 4K for $29.95. It is getting a Blu-ray for $24.95. It is getting a 4K Steelbook that is exclusive. I want to say exclusive to Walmart, and it might be sold out. $41.93, and it's getting a 4K gift set that is also sold out, but it was on Amazon as well. Maybe it's back in stock now. I'll try to link it down below so you can check it out. Sick is also coming out from Screen Factory on 4K for $39.98. We got A Real Pain coming out on Blu-ray from Disney for $31.98. We've also got Juror number 2 coming out on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers for $38.99. Hopefully they lower that price before it comes out, because I would not recommend anybody buy a Blu-ray for almost $40 unless it's like super boutique, has tons of features, which I've already got this on Blu-ray because Warner Brothers sent it to me, and I'll show it. Doesn't have a slipcover, and looking at the back, doesn't have any features. So again, this is pretty bare bones. The movie itself is on HBO Max, so you can watch it on there. I definitely wouldn't recommend paying. Like, I'm all for physical media, guys, but also I'm all for like making sure you guys don't pay stupid prices to get some of these releases. $40. Hopefully it goes down because I could see this going down like 17, $18 in the coming weeks after it comes out initially. Punch Drunk Love is coming out on 4K this week for $34.99 from the Criterion Collection. I'm always losing my stuff, guys. Yeah, from the Criterion Collection. We've also got VHS Beyond. I've got this pre-ordered. I had to get this. I love the VHS franchise, and I'm so excited to check this one out. Coming out on Blu-ray from RLJE for a very good, affordable Blu-ray price of $17.59. So I would recommend that price for a Blu-ray, 100%. We've also got Sacrifice, The Sacrifice, which is a Tarkovsky movie, coming out from Kino Lorber for $27.99. We've also got Horror. Looks interesting, right? Horror is coming out on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber, $23.99 for that one. Then we've got a spaghetti western double pack, which looks freaking awesome. Kill Them All and Come Back Alone, the Hellbenders. So both of these are coming out from Kino Lorber. I'll definitely get this at some point. Probably a sale. I'll wait to pick this one up on a sale, but I'm very excited for this one. $41.99 for this. Now, Blade and The Shining have Walmart exclusive steelbooks from Warner Brothers. Last I saw, they were sold out. They're probably still sold out. I think they were both $30. They're supposed to come out this week. Maybe look at your local Walmart. Maybe on the shelves they'll have them, but I think on their website they're still sold out of both of these steelbooks, which I have them both on 4K. I don't need them, but The Shining one looks pretty cool. It's the old like Warner Icons like slipcover you found in stores years ago. Looked pretty cool. We've also got Bewitched, the complete series coming out this week from Mill Creek. And this is coming out for $82.52. We've got Azrael, standard Blu-ray of Azrael coming out from IFC Films for $17.59. Now, this one does have an umbrella release coming out soon, but you're going to pay quite a bit for that. You're not going to pay very much for this one. So maybe if you just want to check this one out, add to the collection, you get Azrael for $17.59 on Blu-ray, which again, I can endorse that price. Then we got Werewolves coming out on Blu-ray from Universal. This is coming out for $21.98. I've heard mixed things about Werewolves. Haven't heard the best things, haven't heard the worst things. I do want to check it out. I don't know if I'm going to pay $22 for the Blu-ray, though. Then lastly, guys, we got Twin Peaks from Z to A. I'm not too sure like what exactly includes all 3 seasons, Fire Walk With Me, and over 20 hours of special features. So I guess this is like a big like comprehensive release of the entire like series of Twin Peaks, which honestly, like maybe I need to get this because I do want to check out Twin Peaks at some point. Now let's jump on. Let me take this off. And we'll jump on Blu-ray.com just to make sure that we covered everything that's coming out this week. I know that Terrifier set's supposed to come out this week. That was supposed to come out last year, but they pushed it to this year. That big box set. Then you got Monster from Ocean Floor coming out from Film Masters for $24.98. You've also got, oh my goodness, where are we at? You got Invisible Raptor, the Invisible Raptor guys coming out from Well Go USA for $14.99. Does anybody want to pay $14.99 to get the Invisible Raptor with Sean Astin? I don't know anything about this film, like at all. Then we've got this movie called The Dinner Party. It's coming out from Uncorked for $17.99. Another good Blu-ray price. Then we've got Quantum Leap, the complete series, and Quantum Leap Season 2. This is the new Quantum Leap, which I don't know anything about. I love the old Quantum Leap, but I don't know anything about the new one. And we got Oh Canada, which I think is a new movie directed by Paul Schrader. So I don't know anything about this one. It's coming out from Kino Lorber for $20.99 this week. So yeah, interesting that they're putting out a newer film. We got The Price of Death. We've got Joan Biaz, I Am Noise, and you got Bad Reputation, all getting Blu-rays. That's a Joan Jett movie, it looks like. But yeah, some good stuff coming out this week, guys. It is a good week for physical media. I will say that. Look, guys, we covered some cool stuff today. We did. I feel like we did good work here today. Thank you all so much for watching episode 250 of the Physical Media Report. Like this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below of everything that we talked about. What are you the most excited about? Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, as are the links for a lot of the stuff that we talked about today, guys. Check out those links, and I'll see you next time.